can you please introduce yourself?
I'm Jonathan Griffith, president of the Pensacola Blue Wahoos.
So Jonathan, as the president of Blue Wahoos, what does that involve?
A lot of different management skills, a lot of selling as well. We have an off season, obviously, in baseball, and then the season. And during the off season, it's a lot of sales and mentoring of employees. And then, of course, during the season, it's a lot more of implementing the operations of the baseball team.
Okay, so what was your favorite thing? What is the favorite thing about your job?
My favorite thing is I get to come to a stadium for work every day. Get to go out and watch batting practice during the season, and kind of it's a different. You never know what your day is going to be like, and every day is different, and that makes it fun for me from day one. Having a different day, I don't sit behind a desk every day. I have some days where I do, but there's days where I'm out at different ownership groups or different teams, and always trying to learn. So.
What was because we're always helping teens try to discover like what they want to do. What was your favorite subject in high school?
In high school, I really liked the kind of the business classes, the things that taught you, not your typical math, but, more the money management, those type of things are what I liked a lot. I did like science a lot too. When I first started out, I thought I was going to be a trainer or like a physical therapist. And then I really kind of felt my niche when I got into more of the business management type things.
And how did you get into the business management? Was that in college?
It was in college. When I first went into college, I enrolled into the sports medicine. Mm-hmm. And after my first semester, I realized that I didn't want to do sports medicine, and I switched over and went into sports management.
Okay. So if someone's thinking like, hey, yeah, no, I like sports, this could be something cool. What is your normal day like?
A normal day there's really no normal day in our profession. You go in, on a game day, for instance, you start out at 9 o'clock, you have meetings, you're talking to clients, you're talking to season ticket holders, you're trying to get people to come out to the ball game, and then once the gates open, it's really all hands on deck, and you're taking care of problems or solutions or greeting people, and a little bit of everything. There's days I'm jumping behind the counter serving sodas. There's certain days that I'm out pulling the tarp on the field. There's really no normal day per se. In the off season's more of a normal day, and those are normally met with several meetings a day with different clients and season ticket holders.
Okay, so where did you go to college? What was your degree, and do you need a degree for your career?
You do need a degree in my career. You don't have to, but it gets you a lot further if you have a degree. I started out at High Point University, got my undergraduate at High Point for sports management, and then I went to graduate school at VCU and got my master's at VCU in sports leadership there. And during that time, I was interning the entire time. So the internships are what got me really to where I wanted to be. The education just kind of got me a piece of paper to say that I'm qualified, but really that other experience is what took it to that next level.
So I'm going to jump to that question. What helped you get in your career besides your GPA? And if this is something they want to do, when they hit that freshman year, mm-hmm. What do you expect them to start doing right away? What do you want to see when a resume crosses your desk?
For me, it's what have you done besides the school? Like, you have to have the education portion of it, but it's really important to have the experience, and that's internships, volunteer time, whatever it is that says that you're willing to go out and you've actually had on-hands experience. You don't really experience anything until a customer's yelling at you, and really having that interface where you have to take the customer's complaints and make it into a positive and really make sure you're helping them. And so that is the biggest thing that I look for, is have they worked, have they done internships, trainee positions, anything like that, to get the hands-on experience, because the books, as we know, teach you so much, and then there's other skills that you just can't learn in a classroom, and you really have to get out there and do it, and that's what we look for.
So knowing that, I know you guys hire people for the season, and some being high school students, and these kids will come home for college at some point. If this is something they're interested in, obviously getting a summer job, when would they apply? When are you looking for people?
It is. We're always looking before the season starts, of course, but we're looking year-round for good people. And that's everything in the concessions world to being on the street team. We have creative departments where we need them to do creative artwork type things. We have a little bit of everything. We have accounting positions, HR positions, sales positions. It really is where do you want to be? And in the baseball world, we kind of have all the positions in that world. But the biggest thing is to go and get the work experience. So even if you're working in a concession stand, that doesn't mean you'll be a concession worker, but it shows that you can work the hours and deal with customers.
Okay. So what is the salary range for your career? And obviously I'm assuming that ranges depending on the size of the ball team or what level. And then what about even some of the other positions within this organization?
In the sports and entertainment, we're in the entertainment world. So we're just like if you were going to become an actor or something like that, or behind the scenes. It starts in the 20s, and the range is really unlimited. It's really how far you want to put into it. For my graduate program, we had 40 people in that program, and we have, I believe it's 8 of us that are still in the sports world, and a lot of that's because they found more money quicker in a position as a banker or any other business type things, and so a lot of them leave and go to do that. It's in this world, it's really in the sports world, it's putting in your time, knowing the brand, knowing the things that you're doing, and it's really unlimited. You can become an owner of a team if you really wanted that as a goal. I want to be the ticket manager, and that's where I want to be, and that's normally about a $50,000 job, and people are happy being a ticket manager. So it's really what you want in life.
Okay. And all of those different areas don't require degrees necessarily.
Not all of them, but they do.
Okay.
It's one that we normally, I can't say always.
Right.
You have a much tougher road if you don't have a degree.
Okay.
If you don't have a degree, you're going to put an extra probably 10 years in before you start getting the bigger advancements.
Okay.
With a degree, it kind of opens the door for you, and especially in the resume building process. When I was with the Carolina Panthers, I asked them why am I here? Because I sent my resume to pretty much every team in the Southeast just looking, and they called me up and gave me the job. And when I asked them that, they said, well, we want to talk to you because we saw you had a master's degree and we just wanted to talk to you. And then obviously the interview went well, and I was with the Carolina Panthers. So it's not what got me the job, it was what opened that door for them to even look at those 1,000 resumes that they had. I just somehow came to the top.
Okay. And so the final question I have, and you're more than welcome to add anything else, but what do people find hard about your job? If it sounds great, and then all of a sudden you're like, wait, let me tell you where people go, wait, I don't want to do this.
It's the hours. In the sports world during the season, we start next week for the baseball season, and I will start putting in 80 to 90 hours a week. And, those are long days, long nights, but it's also for 6 months, so that's the toughest thing is the hours, and especially when you go to have a family, things like that. I have 2 kids, and once the season starts, I see them an hour a day is what I see them. Now, when we don't have games, I get to see them a lot more, but you go weeks at a time with only seeing your family for a couple hours a week. That's probably the toughest thing is just putting in the hours.
Okay. Well, Jonathan, thank you very much. We appreciate all your support of Chain Reaction as well as being a career mentor for us.
Thanks.